Tokyo, a city that not only reflects the light of the future from the mirrors of its skyscrapers, but also holds memories in the silence of its neon-lit night streets that can change the course of a person's life. And this week, the world's media spotlight is focused not on Japanese politics, not on the robotics industry, not on the economic development of East Asia, but on a figure who has been the breath and pulse of millions of hearts around the world. Jungkook, the golden mean of BTS. Young people who have been a symbol of hope, perseverance, and glorious destiny since a young age. But who would have thought the city of Tokyo became an emotional turning point and a career that shook his world, and the world of his fans, ARMY. This news came like lightning in broad daylight. No wind, no rain, Jungkook's home. Not back to Seoul, not to Busan, but into himself. Back to the place where he had learned to be alone in the crowd, the place where he once asked himself, "Is my life still my own?" And after several days of disappearing from the public radar, shocking news broke on a quiet Monday morning. Jungkook announced a career decision that was not only controversial, but also made many people doubt if this was really the Jungkook they used to know. "Tokyo always makes me feel honest," Jungkook said in an exclusive interview piece leaked online. A statement that sounds ordinary, if not accompanied by a flat expression on his face, but his eyes seem to be storing up a storm. Amid a smorgasbord of high-rise buildings and Shibuya's signature electronic music, Jungkook walked alone, wearing a mask, a black hoodie, and a baseball cap that partially covered his face. But still, cameras never really fall asleep. The photos were scattered, and the ARMY detected unusual movements. Tokyo is no stranger to Jungkook. He once referred to Tokyo as his emotional escape, where he retreated from the world of celebrities and pretended to be an ordinary person. But this time, something was different. Something big. And indeed, it only took one video of 1 minute and 23 seconds to shake the entire entertainment media of the world. Jungkook, in a video recorded on the balcony of a luxury hotel in Shinjuku, uttered a phrase that made billions of pairs of eyes widen. "I'm tired. I want to choose the path I want, even if it means I have to leave behind something I love the most." And with that, the puzzle begins. What does that mean? Is this a signal of separation from the music world? Is this a form of rebellion against the industrial system that has raised it? Or is this a momentary emotional decision of an idol who has been suppressed by too heavy expectations? The chronology begins a few days before the announcement. Jungkook, who is nearing the end of his military service, has been granted special permission to travel abroad. Many thought he would return to Busan to gather with his family. But in fact, he booked a private flight to Tokyo. He stayed at Tokyo's Aman Hotel, where world stars often stay away from the media frenzy. But the hiding lasted only a short time. In less than 24 hours, Japanese netizens started talking about the appearance of someone who is too similar to Jungkook. And as the photos began to spread, fans began to realize Jungkook is not on vacation. He's looking for answers. Amid the wild speculation, rumors emerged that Jungkook had met a famous Japanese producer who had worked with top artists such as Utada Hikaru and GCKT. Not long after, rumors surfaced that Jungkook was considering starting a solo career in Japan with a completely different concept than his current image. This was confirmed by the leak of cooperation documents between the Japanese agency under the name JK Sound Lab, which has initials identical to Jungkook's name. In the document, there is a scheme for the production of 3 albums with the theme, Retrospect, Rebellion, and Release. And what is even more surprising, the project was signed without listing any direct affiliation with HYB. Does this mean Jungkook is out of HYB? Or at least, want an independent path outside the influence of the agency that has been his home since adolescence? Panic swept the virtual world. The hashtags #Jungkook Tokyo Decision, #JK out of HYB, and #Protect Jungkook are trending in more than 47 countries. ARMY split in two. Some cry and feel lost. Some others actually support and call this a form of true freedom from the idol. Others began digging into old records, with Jungkook once saying that he wanted to one day take control of his entire music and direction of his life by himself, without having to consider the market. But the most surprising thing came from within HYB herself. In a brief press conference, representatives from HYB issued a vague statement but fueled speculation. "We respect every personal decision of our artists. Jungkook is an important part of our family, but everyone has the right to choose their own path." No denial. There is no detailed clarification. Instead, there was a tone as if they couldn't, or didn't want to control Jungkook's decision this time. Tokyo, in one recent week, became a place where new history is etched. Jungkook held a closed-door meeting with several Japanese media outlets, and in one of the leaked interviews, he made a statement that made the hearts of millions of people beat uncontrollably. "I won't forever be part of what you think of as BTS's Jungkook. I want to grow. I want to get out of the shadows. It's not about hating the past, it's about loving the future." The sentence became the most viral quote on the entire social media platform. And as ARMY tries to parse the meaning behind the phrase, speculation grows wild. Will Jungkook be rebranding completely? Will he leave BTS permanently? Is this the beginning of a subtle farewell that has been hidden by the official narrative? Meanwhile, a large fan site account claims that they heard Jungkook is preparing for a small solo concert in Tokyo in the near future. Not in a stadium, not in a huge arena, but in an indie performance hall that can accommodate only 500 people. A move that many refer to as the Silent Revolution movement. Emotions are running high across the platform. Many fans wrote an open letter asking Jungkook to think twice. But there are not a few who fully support his decision and declare that true love is to let a person be himself, even if it hurts. Comments on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok were filled with virtual tears, with many saying, "We will still love you, even if you are no longer standing on the same stage." And as if not wanting to prolong the mystery, Jungkook finally reappeared on his personal social media accounts. In a 2-minute video recorded in his hotel room, he speaks directly to the camera. In a quivering but steady voice, Tokyo has not only become a meeting point between the past and the future, but also a crossroads where Jungkook, a figure we all know so loyal, disciplined, and purposeful in the path of mainstream Korean idol, finally took an extreme step that even his own fans had never imagined. And this decision comes not from pressure, but from awareness. Full awareness that fame does not guarantee freedom, and that loving the world is not the same as loving yourself. After the emotional video went viral, the public was looking forward to one thing for sure. How did the other BTS members respond? The first figure who finally broke the silence was Kim Taehyung, or known as BTS's V. Through his personal account, he uploaded a black and white photo of Jungkook in an old studio with a simple but piercing caption, "If it makes you happy, then there is nothing more to argue about. But that doesn't mean I didn't lose." This post in a matter of minutes was flooded with millions of comments. The fans felt there was a tone of sadness as well as acceptance in those words. Many read between the lines that Jungkook's decision may have been known by other members before, but never made public for the sake of preserving the group's image. But unlike Taehyung, who displays an adult attitude, Jimin is not able to hide his emotions. In the live broadcast he did in HYB's training room, Jimin suddenly cried when he read the fans' comments about Jungkook's decision.